Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are reacting to a video. This is the main reason why I started this channel. This is the first one that's going out, so bear with me. I am still learning how I'm going to be doing these, and I am going to be getting some other people jumping on as well at some point to react to videos with me. So let's see how it goes. But if you've got any videos that you want me to react to, or if you're a content creator yourself and you want to jump on and react to some, by all means let me know. Drop your information down below. I'll get back to you. And if you've got any videos or any kind of videos, so I'll do some try not to laughs and some football stuff and things like that. But today we are doing 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners, and I'm going to be the foreigner in this case. So there might be quite a few US versus UK style videos. See how UK do things in US or Europe and US. So let's see what they do.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life
Nope.
without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here
Yeah,
are some
why?
other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21.
Okay,
Sales
21.
tax is a guessing game. When you
Yeah,
go shopping in
I
the
don't
US and
understand
see a
this. I haven't
price
been to
tag that
US
says
yet. I do want to go.
$14.88,
But
don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register.
but why have you got to like guess? Why doesn't it tell you how much it is? You should be able to go into a shop. $4.99. Okay, that's how much I'm paying.
Sales tax is not included in the price of an item, and since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price.
Exactly.
It's known as a value added tax, or VAT.
Yeah.
Number
Makes
20,
so much more
we're
sense.
total workaholics. A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations, so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year.
2 weeks.
But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay.
They'll get
Wow.
26. So I work in IT, and I did used to do IT support for an American company, and we had to add people available on like American nationalities and UK and just world nationalities, even Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, even July 4th. We had to have people available because Americans were still working. I just don't get it. And 2 weeks off a year, that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Maybe I should take some time off, or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups. In the
Yeah.
States, this red plastic cup is synonymous with party on, dude. But other countries
American
apparently
Pie.
don't recognize this cup to mean the
Yeah, so I kind of saw all the red cups in American Pie, and they've slowly started selling red cups over here as well for parties or for beer pong and things like that. But I never really understood why has it got to be red cups. Is there a reason why it's red, or is the blue cups another coloured cups?
same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to
They
go
use
to a
glasses.
special website to purchase the cups for American
Hmm.
themed parties. Who knew? Number 18. Deep fried everything. Whether it's fried pickles or even
Don't
fried
like pickles.
Oreos, America has it all.
Not fried
Fried
Oreos.
fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things,
Yeah.
they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5.
So we have started doing deep fried Mars bars and Snickers. So I say just started. We have been doing these for a few years, and there was some shops, some fish and chip shops that you used to be able to just take a chocolate bar and then they would do it for you. Maybe just like throw 10p or 20p into the till, but Yeah, everything is fried over in America, apparently.
17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the US, it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over the counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries.
Yeah.
Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively, the ones in the US are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
So in our pharmacies, you can sometimes get, maybe you can get some drinks and some sweets and that, and maybe some baby toys, but nothing like actual food or magazines and that. Not in the ones that are near me anyway. I guess it's a good thing in a way, because if there's plenty, then you can. If there's plenty of pharmacies, then you can get everything that you need without going to different shops. But we tend to separate them. If you go into like big supermarkets, like Tesco, we've got a big Tesco near us, and they have got a pharmacy. But that's just like a side shop rather than part of the actual thing. And you can get paracetamol and that lot without going to a pharmacy. So
16. Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it. France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But in the US, the idea of free refills is still alive and well.
a lot of places do it over here. Maybe that's come over from America. So you do have like Five Guys, and you have some fast food restaurants, and even some pubs do offer refills, but most of the time it's not. It's not really a thing. Like going to McDonald's, it's not a free refill. It might not be at Five Guys. I don't know, but it's not. It's not a common thing over here. They make sure that you buy two, three, four drinks. But at the same time, when I have been to those places where it's free refills, I do find the quality of the drink that I'm drinking isn't as good as if I had one from behind the bar and I had to keep going up. So maybe there's that. It just feels weaker. It feels watered down. Pizza Hut do refills as well. I've been there recently.
15. If you don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the US even has a National Returns Day in January,
Really?
conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about.
So obviously, I don't know if it's easy. Over here you can return stuff, but you have to have a receipt, and there's 30-day money back, or there's certain little policies like that. But I don't really do it that often. You do have people. There's certain people that will return a lot of things. Even if like a little thread's coming off, they will return it or swap it out and that. I'm just like, oh well, it's a little thread, or oh, I didn't realise that bit was ripped. If it's only a small rip, yeah, it's fine.
14. Tips for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the US and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants.
I have heard that, and I think in restaurants in US, I think it's the staff get paid so poorly, and I don't know if I know in some places in UK that do tips, but the staff get paid decent. There's a minimum wage structure and everything, but some places you pay a tip and it gets split out by all the staff, and some the tip goes to that individual that served you. But I don't know how it is in US. I don't know if they all split or if it is just the person that serves you. But maybe start paying people properly. Let them get paid properly so that they don't have to rely on tips.
When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone.
I guess it also goes on the, like, when you go into a shop in America, you don't know how much you're actually going to be paying because the price isn't there. It's the same when you're buying food, you've got to add 25% onto it. And is that 25% between all of you? Or is that 25%? You know, if you all like club together, so in UK, five of us eating a meal, we'll all just like, we'll pay for each other's individually, but it's all off one bill. Or maybe someone will pay it and then we'll pay them back later. So is it just 125% if you did that in UK, in US, or is it multiple? I don't know.
13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around
Not a coffee drinker.
as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours?
I guess that's the US thing, isn't it? You buy everything big over in US, so you will buy a big cup, whereas we have a lot of cafes in Europe and UK, so you sit down, whether it's just yourself, you sit down, or you meet up with people, friends, family, sit down, have a coffee, have a cup of tea, have a couple of sandwiches or something, and it's more of like a social thing, whereas, again, maybe it's part of the work ethic and the fact that they buy things big, that they have to buy it on the go because they're always on the go, they're always moving, and because they haven't got time to sit and drink a massive cup of coffee.
Sounds like fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks. Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you don't specifically ask for ice.
So in bars, they try to give you ice all the time anyway, but they do ask you. When I used to work in bars, we used to get told, especially if you're buying like a JD and Coke or vodka and Coke, you'd fill the glass with ice. People would get a bit pissy about that and say, "Oh, you're doing that just to weaken the alcohol." It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't weaken the alcohol, but I don't think we're that bad at drinking room temperature, as they say. I don't think we're that bad. But the whole iced tea thing, I don't get that. I'm not a big iced tea fan.
Number 11. Keeping
I
the
do
AC
like drinks
on
cold.
at all times. Americans must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it.
Yeah, so obviously we don't have that much hot weather in the UK, so we don't need air conditioning. But I didn't realise that air conditioning was used all the time. If you're cold, turn the air conditioning off. I've got fans. It's quite hot at the moment over the last couple of days, but I've got fans. If I'm starting to get a bit chilly, I'll turn them off. Why put layers on when you could just turn that off? Especially with, again, I don't know if it's the same in America, but the price of gas and electric at the moment, I'd be turning that off and saving money.
Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember
Yeah,
going to
they
Europe
do
for
look
the first
ugly.
time and thinking their banknotes look like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the US. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish,
Me being
and
colorblind, I
mandarins
can't
seem
tell the
bluer than the
difference.
others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies. Number 9.
Yeah, you
Giving
need to
a
have some color.
thumbs up. In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to go, or anything positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip?
I don't know, I could be in Greece right
Number
now.
8. The date writing conundrum. So many visitors to the US get really confused
But if you're not in Greece, you can give this video a thumbs up.
by the month, day, year thing, because most parts
Oh,
of
I
the world write
hate
the
this.
day, then the month, then
Yeah.
finally the year.
It makes sense, because the day changes all the time. The middle number shouldn't be changing every single day.
There's no clear historical reason why the US insists on writing the day differently,
Because they like
but
to be
we
different.
just do. Number 7. Pre-baby baby showers. Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries, for instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck.
We do have
Number
baby showers over here, and I'm not sure if it's an American thing that's come over or what, but it does seem to be a thing that's starting to become big over here. Same as the gender reveals as well. The gender reveals are starting to become popular over the UK, and I think that's an American thing that's come over.
6, where "how are you" means hello. Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even require a real response. People
that?
just answer with fine,
Oh, I
thanks,
do.
even if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day.
Yeah.
Number 5. Bathroom stalls that aren't so private. Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course, but the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise. There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in public bathroom stalls here.
So in some of our bathrooms in like bars and pubs and that lot, it's a full door. It's like a front door, like a living room or something like that. So yeah, I don't understand that space.
But many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying.
You don't need that much
Number 4.
ventilation.
No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the US tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend,
Do
over
know a
lunch,
few Americans.
Americans seem to really like projecting their voice.
Yeah, I'd agree
I
with
don't
that.
know.
But I also know some people in the UK that are just as bad. So
Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there.
no.
Number 2.
No, so we do have some brands that try to bring out great flavours, and I've tasted them, and I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest with you. But I think when I've watched some videos where it's like UK and US food, whether it's like fast food or snacks or things like that, Americans, like, they'll have the bog standard food product that is out and is perfectly fine, but there's like 15, 20 different flavours and different types and everything like that. UK, it's more, they'll bring out a limited edition and it's out for a bit, but US, it seems like it's ongoing. Same with some of the burgers. There's so many burgers out in McDonald's or Burger King that isn't over here, and we just have like, it's available in McDonald's for like 2 weeks. We'll have like a US themed month where every week is a different American burger that isn't over here, and that's the only time that you can get it.
Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
But in UK you can get in the front, you can get in the back. Most of the time it doesn't really matter. In black cabs you can't usually get into the front, but they've got like 5 seats in the back, so you don't really need to get in the front. But in just a normal car taxi, you can get in, sit next to the driver, or you can sit in the back. It don't really matter.
Number 1. That classic American smile. In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country,
We don't smile?
it forced
I
people
don't.
to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language. That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or
Fair enough.
maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the U.S. or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know down in the comments.
Yeah, so if you're American or if you've been to America and you can think of other things, Americanisms, then drop them in the comments down below. Let me know if you think that I was wrong on some of my comparisons. But I'd love to hear, if you're from another country, I'd love to hear any kind of different things that you do that might be different to here or might be different to US, what they've shown on here. Drop them down below, any other video ideas and anything like that. Drop it down below. Please subscribe, please like. Love you lots. Bye.
And baby doll, I'll tell you once, my heart is never up to dressing like an e-boy, long sleeve stripe me boy, black shirt overseas boy, it's all a decoy. I wanna look so fine, but you double tap twice and you always swipe right like an e-boy, long sleeve stripe me